All right, everyone, welcome back. It's nice to see you all again. Hopefully, a lot of you are following this and have seen a bunch of my videos before, know a little bit about me, and you know that last time I promised that I was going to give you better scenery. Now, this isn't much, but it is a little better. I've been trying to put my apartment together slowly. So right here, we have a portrait on the wall of a gorilla or a monkey in the thinking position. I think that's pretty good symbol for the type of person I am. You know, I feel like I'm a pretty primitive person, but you know, I like to think every now and then. I like to exercise the old brain every now and again. Got my books. I'm a freak over the Stephen King Dark Tower series, so I've got all my books. I'm about to finish up the last book. If anybody has read those, you know how freaking awesome they are. One of the best things I have over here is this picture of my grandparents. Look at those rock stars. Look at that. They look like celebrities, don't they? I mean, that looks like an old-fashioned film photo. So those are my good-looking grandparents. They got the good looks. They handed it to some other people in the family. I wasn't blessed with it. Got a couple footballs back there. I coached football for years, and my boys at the end of every season would sign footballs and hand them to the coaches. So I got those. Then that picture right there is the very first picture of me and my daughter together. I am bawling my eyes out as I'm holding her, and it's just one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. So this is just one corner. If you can see this wall, which I'm not going to pick up the camera and put it over there because I film on a crappy iPad because I can't afford a good camera yet. Maybe one day I'll be able to do that so you can have better videos. But on this wall over here, I've got a whole tribute to New Orleans. It's, you know, masks and pictures of my trip when I went to New Orleans, and I got a big painting on the wall of the New Orleans landscape because I'm a little obsessed with the city. I'm a huge Saints fan. So, anyways, apartment's coming together. It's starting to look nice. Hopefully, I'm giving you guys a little more to look at. But last time, or let's see, a lot of these videos I've been doing have all been about you know, becoming mentally strong, and I've done a few about the physical part. I want to be able to mesh them together because I just believe in being as mentally strong as you are physically strong. Taking care of yourself mentally as much as you take care of yourself physically. So today, my next one, I promise you, it will be about some physical stuff. I'm going to have a guest, so stay tuned for that. But today's will be about mental. And you know, I talk a lot about manifestation. I talk a lot about positive energy, and I think all of that is based off of one universal fact that you need to love yourself. And you know, I remember a while ago, and I guess I still hear it somewhat today, but I'm not as much in that scene as I used to be. But when I used to be dating a lot, you know, I talk to these girls and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm just working on myself right now. I'm just learning to love myself." And I was like, "What? What do you mean you learn to love yourself?" And you know, I didn't understand what it meant. To me, it just was a foreign concept. I'm like, I've always liked myself. I've always been like, oh yeah, I'm a good guy. You know, I treat people good, so good things should happen. And so I never really got the concept of like loving myself. And then as I've been in relationships, I've realized that I often lose myself in a relationship because I'm always trying to be something that I'm not, or I'm trying to be something that they are going to love, and that's not being true to myself. So, you know, you hear it a lot. A lot of people say, "Oh, I lost myself in a relationship," and after we're out of the relationship, I feel like I got to find myself again. And I think a lot of that comes from not loving yourself first before you get into the relationship. And let me explain exactly what I mean by that. So, you know, when we think about how do you love yourself, what goes into the recipe of loving yourself, and you often jump to what you associate with love with another person when you're getting into a relationship. So it's like these good feelings, these happy feelings that, you know, just on cloud nine all the time. And so you think if you're feeling that, you love yourself because you feel good all the time. And so yeah, I love myself. So now I'm ready to be in a relationship. But I don't think that's the type of love. I don't think that's truly loving yourself. I think truly loving yourself is the type of love that you'd get maybe that you feel like with your parents or with your family, or with someone that you've been with for a long time. And that is the feeling of being comfortable, the feeling of trust, those types of feelings that are associated with love. Because when you're comfortable with your family, you know, for the most part, that no matter what you do, your family's going to be there. You know, a lot of people that it's not always the case, but for a lot of you, there's someone in your life that is going to be there for you no matter what, and that makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel safe, makes you feel like you can be yourself and around that person, and that they're going to love you regardless. So, do you have those feelings towards yourself? Are you comfortable with yourself? Are you comfortable being alone by yourself? Do you always have to have somebody with you, or can you just enjoy your own company? And do you trust yourself to do things, to get things done? When you say you're going to handle a task all to yourself, you aren't held accountable to anybody else. Do you know that you're going to get that done? You know, that's part of being comfortable with yourself and trusting yourself. So I think about this, you know, as I've been single on my own, I've really focused on trying to become comfortable with myself and being comfortable being alone. And you know, I've gotten to the point where I love myself, and I think I don't need a relationship. I don't need to be in love with anybody else. I don't need any of that, because I'm very comfortable with where I've put myself in my life, and I'm very comfortable of my routines. I'm very comfortable with who I am, and how I treat other people. So, you know, I look at it and I don't feel like there's a piece of me that's missing. I don't feel like there's any part of my life that's missing, because I'm very comfortable. I'm very in love with myself, and that's a hard concept for a lot of people, because when you hear someone say, like, outwardly say that, like, I'm in love with myself, you come across, oh, they're cocky, they're you know, self-absorbed, they're this, they're that. And there definitely is that type of stereotype, but there definitely is those types of people out there who are just like over the top in love with themselves. They think they're the greatest thing ever. That's not what I'm talking about. You know, I don't think I'm the greatest thing ever. I know I have millions of things to work on, but I'm comfortable with myself, and I'm comfortable enough knowing that I'm the type of person who will work on those things that I have that are my faults and my downfalls. I will work on them to become better. And that's the type of love I'm talking about. Being comfortable with your downfalls, and not just accepting them and saying they're my downfalls, but being comfortable to say, I'm going to get better. I will correct that. That will not be a problem in the future. I'm going to do what it takes. I'm going to take the steps to correct that behavior. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about being comfortable with yourself. So, you know, and I talk to a lot of people. I have a lot of female friends, and it seems like girls work on this a lot harder than guys do. And maybe as men, we just don't think we have to love ourselves, and we just worry about loving a woman, and that's okay with us. That hasn't been the case with me. And it was for a long time. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I like myself. I'm a good guy. Well, I already touched on that. But you know, I've gotten to the point where I thought, you know, where is my life going to take me, and where do I need to be in order to be able to find love? And I thought, you know, it'd be nice if I really truly just loved myself. If I really truly just focused on myself right now, because obviously I'm single for a reason. Whether it was my fault, whether it's anybody else's fault, it doesn't matter. There's always two sides. I mean, there's always two people involved in the relationship. So if it doesn't work out, both of them didn't do everything right. So what do I need to do to get myself in a better position? And I truly believe that now that I'm in a spot where I am comfortable enough in my life to think I don't need anybody else, I don't need to be with anybody else, and I'm going to live my life how I want to, I'm going to live my life according to me and being true to myself, now I'll find somebody who fits into that, who is now in that same mode as me. and I won't have to try to be something I'm not, or try to create or make myself better so I can be worthy of that person. Because a lot of us will be like this person makes me want to be a better person. I love her so much because she makes me want to be a better person. Well, shouldn't you make you want to be a better person? Shouldn't you drive yourself to be a better person? Wouldn't that be a better source of accomplishment, is when you have trusted yourself and you fall in love with yourself because you have pushed yourself to be a better person? I just can't help but think that that's probably the better way and the better person to rely on, is to rely on yourself, bet on yourself, and trust in yourself. So, I guess that's really the point I want to get across today. And no matter what you're trying to do in your life, where you're trying to go in your life, you've got to learn to love yourself and to be comfortable with yourself and who you are. It makes your life a lot easier when you are comfortable with yourself and you're comfortable with who you are. And that doesn't mean just settling and being like, okay, I'm done, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm going to be. But, like I said, to believe in yourself, to trust in yourself, to be comfortable that you are going to better the things in your life that you need to get better, that you're going to become a better person, that you're going to correct your faults, and you're going to, to strengthen your shortcomings. At the end of every one of these, I say, be good to yourself and be good to each other. And this is what I mean by be good to yourself. I mean, love yourself. Take care of yourself. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Work on all of that. Don't just be one-dimensional. Be a little bit of everything. I can tell you from personal experience and personal experience alone that it is a much better way to live, to be a well-rounded person, both physically and emotionally and spiritually. And spiritually could be whatever you need it to be. If you need to believe in God, if you need religion, that's one. If you believe in the universe and positive auras and whatever you need. Even if you just believe in the science of things, there's chemical reactions that happen in the brain all the time that are complete science, but you can't control those. And of course, there's a whole science to taking care of your body. That's more of a science than anything. So whatever it is, it's better to be a well-rounded person. So I'm going to leave you with that. I've talked a little bit. I've talked enough about this. So this is my challenge to you this week, is to go out and figure out how you're going to love yourself. If you're not the type of person who trusts yourself or is confident in yourself, now you know that that's what you need to work on. So, are you going to be the type of person who works on that and becomes a person to trust, or are you going to try and put that on someone else to make you feel that thing? That's a tough road, to put it on someone else. It's tough for you and it's tough for them. It's not fair to them. So, if you love yourself, I truly believe your relationships, not only your romantic relationships, but your relationships with everybody around you will get better. So go out this week, love yourself, love each other. Be good to yourself, be good to each other. All right, I love you all. Thank you for listening. If you like what I'm sharing, if you like what I'm saying, please share it. If you know someone who needs to love themselves, share it with them. Let them know you care about them and you want the best for them. All right?